Hello, my beautiful one. Lenka Lutonska here, of course. And I wanted to record this video from stunning Miami. I'll share the view with you in just a bit, where I spent, 5 or 6 days? I met for a couple of days my dear coach, my wonderful mastermind sisters, and of course I enjoyed San Miami, and I'm leaving today so spiritful, godful, selfful, happinessful. It's like in these few days, possibilities that I never even knew existed. More possibilities opened up, and a lot more I turned into inevitability. And I so want to share this energy with you. And of course I will, in all shapes and form, because of course this is happening just in a time for starting the Miracle Woman, my brand new embodiment experience. So absolutely I will transmit this energy and help you to go even to more heights in your business and life in forthcoming weeks and months. But as I'm saying goodbye to this experience, I cannot help but to reflect on the power of energetic environment. And it's something that is not a lot talked about, the energetic environment, but it plays a huge role in your manifestations, what you're living and manifesting in your business and life, how much ease you're experiencing in your business, how much flow and grace you're experiencing. And of course, it plays a huge role in how profoundly you're able to impact your clients. So if you're really up for the most incredible expansions for you, your life, your business, and profound expansion for your clients, no matter what you do, this is such an essential topic. So I'm going to talk to you about that a little bit. We'll look at, what is really that energetic environment and how to create it to really manifest your desires effortlessly, meaning not with no effort, but with far less effort, and how to create it for your clients, okay? But before that, I'm going to share a little bit of view. Just bear with me. And of course, I'm going to say, hopefully in this video, you'll forgive me, not so great audio and maybe even a little shaky camera, because I don't have a holder with me, so I'm holding my camera, okay? So look at this view. This is what I've been waking up to for the last 6 days. Beautiful, beautiful Miami. Just stunning. Oh, the ocean, the blue skies. Okay, let's go inside and let's get to work. Right, so energetic environment. What is it? Well, here's the thing that I want you to really acknowledge, and you've perhaps heard this before, and that is that, yes, you profoundly influence your environment, and your environment influences you. There is this intimate connection between you and your environment. Now, what is then your environment? Of course, it's got to start with your internal environment, meaning, for the sake of simplicity, your internal environment is your belief system and your sense of identity. So just who you know yourself to be. And that, of course, comes with emotions, how you feel. That comes with your unconscious expectations, what's supposed to happen, what's going to happen. It comes with your conscious and unconscious choices, what you decide to do or not to do. And it comes with your actual behavior, or if you like, how you show up in the world. Now, this internal environment profoundly influences you and your body. In other words, how you feel and that sense of identity in your belief system it works with the DNA in your body, and your body reacts to it. So the codes in your DNA can light up only when there is favorable environment for it. So let's say if you are, for the sake of example, holding a lot of guilt in yourself, maybe you feel guilt or shame about something, then it works with your DNA and it activates the codes that are a match to that energy. So this can often translate as this connection from ease through some physical ailments. A lot of physical dis-ease is caused by our internal environment. Your internal environment, however, doesn't stop with influencing you and your body. It profoundly affects everything around you, your external environment, meaning people around you, people you interact with. So starting with your family, starting with your friends, your loved ones, your clients, they may be across the globe, but your internal environment will profoundly influence anyone who is in your energetic environment, who comes with it. There is, in Hermetic principle, one of the Hermetic principles is the mental transmutation, which really speaks about this, that your internal energetic environment, just by being, you don't need to say anything or do anything, profoundly influences others. You transmute your energy onto others. Now, why is this important? Is because you have just no idea just how much influence you have over others. And by taking care of your internal environment, not only you're going to influence your external environment in terms of physical environment, your manifestation, circumstances, people you attract, etc., but every single person who comes in touch with you, some less, some more, depends on how much they are in your energy. So anyway, your internal environment is, of course, that is what creates and influences your external environment. Now then, of course, you've got your physical environment around you. And this is, of course, includes literally your house, where you live, the energy of the house, how comfortable, how luxurious, how amazing is your house, but of course, people in your immediate physical environment. Now, changing your external environment just a little bit will really, really shift your internal environment, and in exchange, what you vibe and how you manifest and influence others. So I'll give you an example. I started my divine empire, my business that I dearly love and changes lives of thousands upon thousands of amazing women around the world. I started it in an environment, physical environment, that was meaning at that time I was broke and we had to downsize, and we lived in a semi-detached tiny little house. Walls were cracking and it wasn't stable. Sometimes we had lots of leaks through the roofs. It was just very modest environment. The garden was the size of this balcony, maybe a little bigger, but all that was there was a little bit of grass and soil or the dirt. And I didn't have any money or resources to make up that house any nice or make the garden beautiful or anything like that. But upstairs we had what is called box room. It's tiny little room. In England we have these box rooms where you can just about fit single bed. And I decided that this tiny room in that very modest house was going to be my environment from which I create my divine empire and the life of my dreams. So I just put a little bit of money together and got a nice wallpaper for that room, tiny room. I made it really clean. I got a few accessories, and a desk and a chair that were fit to my expansive energy. So even though that room was tiny, but I made it as this is my physical environment from which I will create my empire. And I did. Some of you might remember or not my very early videos. I'm going now back maybe 7-8 years, I don't know, that I started to deliver value to the world and sell, etc. With that stripe wallpaper in that tiny room. But I created this environment with intentionality, that environment could feed me. And of course, that environment with my intentionality and how it fed me and taking care of my internal environment, of course, my business expanded, my impact expanded. So that house turned into a bigger house, and that turned into my dream house with 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, beautiful garden, etc., etc. But why I'm saying this is that it doesn't matter where you are. You might be where I was those 7-8 years ago, or you might be a lot further along your journey, but do take care of your physical environment from wherever you're at, even if it's that one room, or it means maybe building or creating that, I don't know, your house and garden and space of your dream. Because you're in there every day, or most of the time, maybe not every day, but most of the time. And the energy of your physical environment profoundly affects your internal environment and other way around. So it's just so much easier for you to take care of your internal environment if you align your physical environment, even a little bit of it. Does it make sense? This, of course, can come with a little bit of decluttering. I cannot tell you. Even now, I'm a master declutterer, as in, yes, I love stuff, I love beauty, I love luxury, but I love space. So routinely, I have the old decluttered in my environment to create space for new, to literally create that space. You're creating energetic space. So decluttering is very, very good exercise for creating that environment, physical environment, that will feed your internal environment and helps you to really manifest the life of your dream. Now, then it's of course the third, if you like, aspect of your environment is people. Again, you know that people profoundly influence your internal environment and how you think, how you feel. It feeds your automatic self-talk, etc. So for the sake of example, you can imagine that if you got around you, the people that are naysayers and they doubt you, or they want to keep you safe and small, like your family is constantly telling you, don't be stupid, don't take this risk, that's irresponsible, that's too much, blah, blah, blah. It's not impossible to guard yourself from it, but if you're in that environment all the time, it just makes it freaking hard to be aligning your internal environment with your manifestations and dreams you desire. It just makes it so much harder. And then, so what you do, you find people that you resonate with and carry the frequency of that which you want. Now, sometimes we think, yes, just meet with like-minded people. Yes, that's great. However, what happens with that, and when you let's say you go to the networking events, or you find friends that, they vibe similarly, it's definitely better than be all the time in the energy of naysayers or not have those people around you. But what often happens, and you want to be aware of that, we'll find people like us, which is great, but that also comes with people with similar limitations or energetic patterns we're buying into, the ways of thinking we're buying into, the illusions we are hypnotized by. So as well as you can absolutely help yourself forwards when you find that like-minded people, what you've got to be aware of, that you don't mutually start feeding your low-level consciousness, such as victim consciousness, because you will vibrate similarly, you see. So the best type of environment when it comes to people is, of course, finding a mentor, a coach, someone who you deeply resonate with and is at the level is the person, has business, has life that you desire to have. So for instance, I came here to Miami to meet my coach and my mastermind sisters, and I paid 6 figures to be in this environment, to be in it. Because when I'm not, I know I can get lost in very, very easily, lost in just everyday groupthink and giving much more easily to my human, where I put myself in the energy that my coach has that intention for me. My coach is living it, being it. I know I put myself in that environment that really, really feeds me. In a similar way, I create these environments for my clients. So, for instance, one of my recent clients, and we worked together during the mastermind and a retreat. We were about to have the first one-on-one session, and even before we had that first session, she comes to that session and she says, Lenka, the moment I signed up, for your mastermind, I just started to think differently. The energy has been opening up, and I just created, the best income and financial month ever, like by 5 times more than usual. And I didn't do anything. It's not quite right that I didn't do anything, but I didn't go, oh, my darling, you signed up, do this to make it happen. No, fuck it, no. It's the energy of my intention for my clients and my being simply that my clients are stepping into their energy. So of course, I know that miraculous transformation happen. And similarly, you are creating that environment for your clients. So it doesn't matter what you do really, but it's your sense of being, your internal environment and who you are, your perceptions, your way of thinking around your clients, what do you believe about your clients, etc. That creates that energetic environment for them, and it profoundly influences them. So what is also important is, yes, it's double-fold. Yes, for you to put yourself in such environment that will continually, moment by moment, day by day, feed your internal, you put yourself in that. For me, I create for my clients the energy of extraordinary expansion and growth. But put yourself in that environment with your mentor and masterminds and things like that, where you put yourself in that energy, but also take care of the environment you create for your clients. So this comes, of course, with you, how you take care of your internal environment you're in, but it also comes with your projections, beliefs about your clients, beliefs about how your clients will do when they step into your, say, programs, or they work with you in some service, whatever it might be. So for instance, I know this is a part of my identity. I know that every single person, every single soul who invests into and steps into one of my, I call them embodiment containers, into my programs, into my service, into my energy, every single client will get profound transformations and growth. I don't know when, sometimes it's immediate, sometimes there's unfolding journey, but I just know, and that knowing, it impacts my clients profoundly, moment by moment. It works with their internal energetic environment, you see. Also, the pricing, the pricing, would you charge for your service, for your programs, etc. It's part of that energetic environment. So I never charge randomly. I never charge, but I heard it just yesterday. How should I charge? What can my clients afford? No. It's got to be done very consciously, because that also is part of that environment you create for your clients. So it's a frequency. So, if you go by what my clients can afford and there is no resistance, etc., you are not creating the most powerful energetic environment. The way I create it is I always think of my client that I'm creating this environment for, or in other words, a certain version of myself. And I ask myself this specific client, this version of myself, how much she needs to invest in this environment, to step in that environment so that they can perceive the value that they're going to draw out of it, see it. Number two, to actually really commit and step into the process, not just let me try, etc. And three, so I'm also financially rewarded. That's important, and you'll just know that frequency will show up, how much it is. So let's say when I was creating Miracle Woman, by my brand new embodiment container, it's unlike, let's say, my Limitless Millionaire, which is 5-figure investment and is about absolute energetic mastery and for a certain version of myself that I, at the time, needed to take myself, my life, my business to millions and impact millions. Miracle Woman is for my other version of me that I am and I was, that this was too far out. This was just Limitless Millionaire was way too far out, but I had a desire. I had a desire to expand my life, to live, to create the business of my dreams. I had a desire, but there were lots of stuff that was limiting me. So I created it for this type of woman to really awaken that miracle woman within herself, align that internal environment, etc., etc. And that frequency, the pricing is part of it. So you take care of your pricing because that's very much part of environment you create for your clients. So take care, bring greater intentionality into your containers. It starts with who you are and what environment you're in, but it also continues, what's part of it is your perceptions, your projections, your decisions, your beliefs, your pricing, etc., etc. Okay? So this is big topic that is worth of contemplating on and worth implementing. So whatever you took out of this imperfect video, I will love to hear from you. Is there any way you can take better care of your internal environment, put yourself in a much more expansive environment, or create one more powerful environments for your clients, or align more of your physical environments? Is there any better way? If yes, share with me. Make some change, because it will really support you so much that you probably can't even comprehend yet, but that's okay. You contemplate on it, you will, okay? So for now, I'm saying goodbye to you. I'm about to check out from this beautiful hotel and hop on a plane back to London, and I'll see you very, very soon. So much love your way. Bye-bye.